Hey everybody, welcome back to the AnimeSHUN YouTube page. We are doing part 2 of our list of most terrifying Pokemon.
I'm Brennan, that's Rob.
Hello. So, so I put these lists together. Brennan hasn't heard them.
I have not.
Same thing last time. Last time we talked about like monstrous type Pokemon that could be like in like monster movies, something like that. These are all ghost Pokemon.
Man, all I'm gonna say is from the last episode, Cubone, bruh. If you haven't seen the last episode, go watch it. Cubone, holy crap! But yes, we're in here today. I haven't heard anything yet. I haven't seen anything yet. And ghosts, bro. Like, I'm not scared of ghosts. So,
well, I mean, these ghosts might freak you out a little bit, especially because, like, if you're a 10-year-old kid out here in this Pokemon world, like, there's some dangers out there.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. And so, like we said in the last time, is that I personally was, before the first list, I was like, this show is made for kids, 8 to 13-year-olds or whatever, 6 to 13-year-olds, 15-year-olds, whatever. And so this is made for kids, so it can't be that dark. And I was unpleasantly surprised with how dark some of those Pokemon really were. And so today it's about ghosts. I haven't seen it, but not worried because it can't get worse than last time. It can't do it. So let's go.
Just like I said last time, I think you are in for a surprise.
Challenge accepted.
All
We're
right.
here.
So here we go. First one's up. We're starting off with some new stuff pretty much right away. So the first Pokemon up are called Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist.
Tell me that's not an adorable name, though.
It is. I mean, even the first one looks pretty cute.
It is Pumpkaboo. Look
right?
at
It's
it.
just like a little Pokemon in a pumpkin.
It feels. It's adorable.
But this is a grass / ghost type, from X and Y. So we're starting with Pumpkaboo. Here's what they have to say about that. Pumpkaboo comes active after dark, and the holes in its body can glow and illuminates the way for travelers in the dark. So that sounds kind of helpful, actually, right?
I see no problems here.
It is said that it also carries away wandering spirits to the afterlife. However,
that's great. That's like a Bleach.
And its own spirit, however, is trapped in this world. So this is like a trapped ghost here that is
helpful, though.
So far, pretty helpful.
It's like, I'm trapped here. Might as well make use of myself. I'm not scared yet.
Right. So the little cute one, not bad.
I'm about that life.
So, but then it evolves, and then it turns into a Gourgeist, and then here's what they say about that. On the night of a new moon, Gourgeist wanders town streets while singing an eerie song. Those who hear its song are cursed. It is also known to sing joyfully while observing suffering prey it has entangled in its arms.
So it sings happy songs while it's like eating you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it just wraps you up in its nice little arms. Maybe this little Pumpkaboo thing, it's leading you to what you think, to the afterlife or whatever. Like, no, it's leading you to its leader here. It's going to wrap you up, sing you its song while it, pulls you apart and chews you up.
I'm not scared of these. I'm not scared of these ones. Like I said, not scared of ghosts. It is a little freaky that it's going to sing a happy song to you.
Especially because it's wandering the streets. So you're just like in your house, and all of a sudden you hear that song out there. You're like, oh, tonight's not the night.
All I'm saying,
I'm staying in tonight.
My standard always is Charizard, if you haven't picked up on that. All I'm saying is if I had a Charizard with me, this thing would not concern me. That's all I'll say. This looks like it would take the biggest L from.
Like I said, it is a grass type. So
the fire spin, no, you don't want these problems. Not scared of you. You ain't crap.
Though it is a jack-o'-lantern, so would it just with the flames just make it stronger? It just kind of absorbs the fire and
tail whip.
All right, tail whip only weakens the defense. It doesn't even do any damage.
Charizard's tail whip's different. Leave me alone.
Yeah, all right, okay. Anyway, let's move on.
This thing.
So this thing is called Phantom. And this is also
because he's like a stump that's a phantom.
It's a little phantom.
Yo, they were running out of ideas with Pokemon, bro.
Sometimes Pokemon, sometimes the designers, I'm just like, wow, that's really cool, that's really clever. And then sometimes it's just like,
that's it, bro. That's it.
This is a 3 a.m.
There's no way this is gonna scare me. Give me what you got.
All right. So Phantom, also from X and Y. Phantom is created when a spirit possesses a tree stump, and it is said that the spirit is that of a child who became lost in the forest and died. This Pokemon's cries sound like the voice of a child or eerie screams. People have become lost following the voice, but Phantom is attempting to make friends. So this is the spirit of a child that got lost in the forest and died and is now trying to call out to somebody to be its friend. I mean, you'd be friends with it, right? Right?
I don't want to react to this because that's so messed up. I don't even know how to react. I was like, how could this be scary? It's like, oh, no. So, you're a child watching this show. That's so great because that's what we're watching the show.
Oh, yeah. Like all you and your buddies get lost in the woods. You turn into phantoms.
You die, and then you inhabit a stump because whatever. And then you wander around looking for friends.
Looking for friends. Your cursed,
So
your
like
cursed existence.
kids that die. So it feels like the last Pokemon kills you, like that we saw. The first one kills you in
then
the
you
forest.
turn into one of these.
And then you turn into one of these, and then you go be friends with it.
Well, it's looking for friends. That's actually a theme that's going to come up a bunch.
Looking for friends?
There's a lot of spooky Pokemon out here looking for friends.
I feel like the writers of Pokemon were some sad, lonely people with this. Like, it's like, I just want some friends. Like, it's like, no. It's like, is that a subtle thing? Like, no. You trying to hang out tonight, bro? It's like, no, man. Just like last night, no.
They had to draw their friends. You know.
This is Let's move on. That's,
all right.
I'm a little flabbergasted by that one.
All right.
All right. See, I can see this one being scary.
All right. So
Like, he's pointing at us.
Yeah, that's a spooky looking Pokemon.
Yes.
You know. So this is I believe this is a legendary Pokemon from
I would hope so.
From Diamond and Pearl. This is Darkrai. So Darkrai is a black shadow-like Pokemon.
Racist.
It has has small head with white fog-like ghostly plumes billowing from its head and covering one of its bright blue eyes, with the portion of its face resembling hair. It is also has a red spiky growth around its neck.
Which
it
is
has
dope.
skinny arms and long black tatters hanging around its shoulders. It also has a black claw-like hands. And Darkrai is known to inhabit dreams and causes the target to have unending nightmares, and is also capable of human speech. So I think what terrifies me about this one is, like, not only can it like trap you in endless sleep that's just nightmare after nightmare after nightmare, which I read is also like a defense mechanism it has, but it like this is the first Pokemon that we've talked about that is capable of human speech. So like you're just like walking down, you're like, oh hey, like look, it's a Pokemon over there. It's kind of cool looking. It's like, don't approach me, mortal. You know, like that's gonna freak you out. You know.
That freaked me out. That freaked me out. I mean, for me, like nothing was really scary until the word endless came up, because that's putting you in a coma of nightmares. I can't think of many worse ways to go.
Yeah.
Besides, like literally putting in a coma of the worst things you can imagine.
It's
controlled
trapping,
by a being that can speak to you about how horrible they are. Because I think to be able to do that, to be able to create nightmares for you, you would have to be able to speak.
Oh yeah,
That makes sense. It goes hand in hand. It's like, yeah, I have to understand the language to understand what you have going on in your mind to give you the worst nightmares possible. Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah, it's literally trapping you to experience the worst things you can possibly imagine.
But for some reason, I'm still underwhelmed by the Pokemon, and not necessarily because of the powers, but more so like looking at this Pokemon, I'm thinking like, yo, like this is gonna crush me, and it's just like, nah, just go to sleep, bro. It's like I handle you when you're unconscious. Like when you're, I like this kind of. If I'm conscious around this guy, he's just gonna be like waiting. Like, don't worry, you'll fall asleep eventually.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, no, not around you. Hey, not around you, bro.
Eventually, it'll just wait you out, man. It'll just
All right.
wait you out.
Moving on.
So next.
Okay, hold on.
Yep.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Rob, this is not. No.
Absolutely. So actually,
It's a purple balloon, bro.
So
with
this
hearts
is-
on its feet.
This is Drifloon. This is another ghost type from Diamond and Pearl. They say about this one, due to its aimless drifting, this species is known as a signpost for wandering spirits. It has also been known to steal children that mistake it for regular balloons. However, due to its light weight, it can be resisted easily and is often just pulled around.
What is scary about that then?
Well, that it steals children. That children see this thing out there in the world, and it's just like, oh, it's cool, like a little balloon. And if it's small enough to pick you up, it's gonna pick you up and just
Like a golden eagle?
yeah, just like take off, and you just
You ever
like
seen those
see-
videos?
I've seen videos of that. There was also like a cartoon by Don Hertzfeldt that was about like balloons that would pick people up and drop them to try and get their revenge on people for, you know.
I
selling
say
them.
this is just as scary as it looks. Not.
Well, that's because you're obviously you weigh more than a child.
I
but-
do. I'm saying like, yeah, if I'm a parent, I'm like, oh, watch out for those balloons.
Yeah.
You know?
But hey, if you got your kids out there running in the street just on their own, something like that, you know, when they see Drifloon, you know, your kid not too bright.
Kid not too bright. Kid not too bright.
You know.
Well depicted, Rob.
You know, kid's not too bright. He's going to grab onto that balloon, and then he's going to be like, all right, well, what happened to him? Like, oh, yeah, Drifloon came and stole his baby.
I'm not impressed. All right, I would want this Pokemon. I
Yeah.
just think he looks cool.
It's a cool-looking
Yeah, he doesn't-
Pokemon.
Not scary looking.
No, but it is a ghost type.
Okay.
And here's the thing. It's actually what's scary about it is what's inside.
Wait, what's his name?
So this is Shedinja. This is a special evolution of Nincada. So this Pokemon is from Ruby Sapphire.
Okay.
So when the only way you could get this one, Nincada, which is a little bug type Pokemon, it would evolve, and if you had one of your one of the
Moonstones or something?
slot. No, not even that. You had to have one of your slots open. So if
Okay.
you had only like 5 Pokemon, not like a full party, when it evolved, you would get an extra Pokemon, which was Shedinja. And it was
Oh.
like it was shedding its skin, and the skin of the Pokemon itself became sentient and became this Pokemon. So that's Shedinja. You know, like how cicadas will.
No,
like,
I 100% get it. That's
yeah, a little bit freakier now, right? It's
Okay.
basically like the shed husk of a bug Pokemon. So
all right. That can be terrifying or not. So let's go with that.
So like I was saying, what's scariest about this thing is actually what's inside of it or lack thereof. So on its back is a pair of tattered wings divided into 3 wingtips, which you can see. A hole between its wings reveals that its body is completely hollow and dark, and it possesses no internal organs. It is said that looking into this empty space will steal one's spirit.
Of course. Everything steals your spirit.
Yeah, once you look at that's like I think
just
their
don't
nice
look
way.
at anything.
Don't look at anything in Pokemon. Don't touch anything in Pokemon unless you're like super close and that's
unless
your
you know
Pokemon.
what it is. Unless you're like, I'm Professor Oak. I know what this is. I made the pokedex. You can look at that Pokemon.
Yeah, or like if it's your Pokemon and they're like, all right, we're cool. Like you can touch me because like steal your spirit. I think that's just their nice way of being like, no, this Pokemon will kill you.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, so like just don't look at its back.
All right, that's it. Okay, no problem. That's it.
Otherwise, yeah, I mean,
I feel like again, Fire Spin. Not gonna stand up to that. Like,
yeah, I mean, again, it's bug type. You know,
yeah,
they got to nerf these fire types out here. They're just coming out at everything. Bug, grass, ice.
I add Charizard. He is the Charizard is a measure because there's only a few Pokemon so far we've met that can mess with Charizard. Like in the last list we did, there's like Mewtwo.
Mewtwo could definitely
Mewtwo will
take
light will light up Charizard. But this guy, terrifying in nature. Charizard, just don't look at his back. Shoot him in the front. We're good to go.
Just always stay. Lock eyes in the front.
Like, why does it have to take your soul? Please, next. We're going next. Okay, this is where we lack creativity when it comes. Like they're like, I'm just saying, it feels like somebody just like threw some paint on a thing. It was like, you know what? I could put some eyes in that.
Well, this is actually, I mean, this is about as ghosty as it gets. So this is Spiritomb. This is a Pokemon from Diamond and Pearl. Spiritomb is formed by the collection of 108 spirits being trapped in an odd keystone, which is this little stone thing down here. So they all live inside there, and they're trapped in there because of their misdeeds. So some Spiritombs are up to 500 years old, and as seen in the anime, Spiritomb can be just as aggressive and destructive as the spirits that is composed of. It will lash out at anyone with little thought, often exercising short-sightedness in its pursuit of vengeance. So this is basically like 108 ex-cons locked up in this stone, all like their consciousness fused together, just going out there for the next 500 or so years,
causing problems,
just going out there wreaking havoc.
That's just whack. I mean, creatively, I'll say creatively, this is actually really interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like this is really interesting creatively, but like in practicality, there's some petty Pokemon on this list, man.
Pokemon, like, they got an axe to grind, some of them.
It sounds like it, bro. Like, I'm still on the Cubone train. I'm not even gonna lie, but this one right here, that's sad because it's like, first of all, it doesn't even explain how those 108 spirits gather to this place. Like, it's just like you're bad, and this is like the purgatory that you're sentenced to, or
yeah, I guess so. If they're because all these spirits are trapped in the stone. I could even see like they're so old, like maybe it's part of some like ancient ritual of like a culture long past any of their like criminals. They just be like, all right, just execute him, trap his spirit in here so he can't go on to paradise. Yeah. He's locked in here, and then when it gets to 108, it's full, and they just toss it on the pile, and then let marinates a little bit. You get some fermentation, and then all of a sudden one of these Spiritombs pops out of it. Boom!
And brand new causing problems. Like, but why? Like, I wouldn't want that on my team. It's like, hey, what's up, bro? Can you attack that Pokemon over there? Like, no, I'm attacking everybody.
No, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Yeah, this guy's coming for everybody.
I still give my money on Charizard on this one. Charizard.
This one might be close.
All you gotta do is blow the little thing.
Well, if he can get there, because I mean, you're looking at the numbers here. That's 1 versus 108.
Charizard.
We'll see.
Up next, I've seen these ones before.
So this is Duskull, which is this guy right here, and Dusclops.
Okay.
I mean, Cyclops,
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
You got it. So, so this is a ghost-type Pokemon from Ruby and Sapphire. So Duskull, the small one, is also able to become invisible to sneak up on prey and go through walls. So it's like legit ghosty.
Yeah, ghosty. Okay.
Duskull is primarily a nocturnal Pokemon and has been shown to live in thick forests. And it is said that this Pokemon will spirit away disobedient children, and it has been described to enjoy the crying of children. One Duskull, once he chooses a target, it will doggedly pursue the intended victim until the break of dawn.
That's not fun at all. You're not sleeping around this thing.
No, so this is like, this is the thing that parents tell their kids, like, oh, you better
behave yourself,
or a Duskull is going to come and like,
it's
going to chase you down until the break of dawn.
Okay, terrifying. Annoying, not necessarily terrifying is what I'd say.
So that's, and again, they live in the wood area. So, but the big one, when it evolves, Dusclops' body is completely hollow, kind of like the Shedinja we were talking about earlier, and there is nothing at all inside. It is said that the body is like a black hole. This Pokemon will absorb anything into its body, but nothing will ever come back out. Its light gray hands appear to be directly attached to its body. It will have these, will use these hands to hypnotize opponents and then force them to do as it wills. So so with the Shedinja, it's like, just don't touch the back, don't look at the back. This guy's like, it's kind of like the astronaut lady on My Hero. She can create black holes and just like bring you in. That's what this guy does all day. And not only that, he can wave his hands around, hypnotize you, and make you do what he wants you to do.
Yeah, that's messed up because it's like chances are what he wants you to do is go into his black void of deathness. Again, same rules for Pokemon. Don't look at them.
Just don't, like, you see one of those, just like,
Pokemon.
Turn around and get the hell out of there.
The funny thing is, though, but it depends on the Pokemon because, like, there's certain Pokemon, the worst thing you could do is turn your back to them. It's like, oh, it's a Hitmonchan. Let me just go ahead.
He's going to light you up.
Like,
just going to, donkey punch you.
That's one thing I always wanted to see happen in Pokemon more, was just like the Pokemon, like, you know what, let's just attack the humans. They tell us to attack each other. Like, why don't you stand up to me?
Yeah. Well, hey, some of these Pokemon, I mean...
Just in the show in general. It's like, even in the movies, like, the only time that humans would ever get attacked is when, like, a spillover attack.
Yeah.
It's like they attacked your Pokemon, but it was too powerful of attack, and it's like, oh, I get hit by the remnants of it, and I still get messed up by that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because it's like if a trainer, they say all the time, like, oh, the Pokemon just ignores your direction or whatever. But, like, if they're strong enough, they could just be like, no, you know what? I'm sick of taking orders from you. I'm not getting back in the ball.
Especially
I'm out
when
of
they
here.
can speak English. Like, no, I'm the boss now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Egyptian, it looks like.
Yeah, so this is an Egyptian-inspired thing. So this is Yamask and Confagrius.
Yamask.
Sorry, I said that all wrong. Confagrigus, something like that. So that's the big guy. So actually, Yamask is
my favorite Pokemon name of all time. But please continue.
It is the Pokemon that inspired me to make these lists.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
Because I came across this Pokemon story on the internet, and I was just like, oh my god, like this seems too messed up. Like I got to see what else is out here, and I found all these other ones. So listen to this one. This is Yamask. Due to being a human long ago, it has memories of being a human.
Oh, no.
If someone wears the mask a Yamask carries, they will become possessed by the Yamask in question. Sometimes it looks at this mask and cries, apparently in longing, remembering its human form.
That is so sad.
So this is a Pokemon that used to be a person, remembers that it used to be a person, and carries around basically a bust of his own face and is just like, yeah, this is what I used to look like. And then it just looks at that and cries every once in a while.
Try it on.
And then it just totally possesses you. Yes, and then it only gets nastier when it evolves. So, the Confagarius, the mummy-looking thing.
Yeah.
Its real face is covered up by parts that slide out of the way when it is active. While sharp fangs create a taunting smile and flamboyant patterns veil the coffin is said to be made of gold. Ancient legends once told of Confagarius he could eat nearby humans and turn their lifeless bodies into mummies. It lives in tombs and ruins. So this is the type of Pokemon that, Indiana Jones is going to run into.
No, he's not, because he's dead.
He'll get killed,
yes,
eaten, and then turned into a mummy, just spit back out.
That's horrible.
So this is like, I think this is the first time, other than the Jellicent. In the Jellicent in the last list, they said like, nah, they'll take down ships and like straight up eat people. This one confirmed eats humans as prey.
And it's even worse, though, because they're going to attract humans because the whole casket's made out of pure gold. So everybody's like, well, I want the gold. It's like, well, can you survive the fight? Mm-hmm. Now, that, for me, once again, I don't know about Charizard on this or not. But I bet you I wouldn't feel unsafe if Charizard was next to me next to this Pokemon. I'd be like, all right, Charizard, let's go. Let's give it our best.
We'll do our... maybe we'll be mummies together, you know?
If I was going to be mummies, being a mummy next to Charizard, I'd be like, you know what? I gave it my best.
Mummy Charizard would be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. All right. I understand why this inspired this list, though. That's terrible. That's messed up. I wouldn't expect to see this kind of thing in Pokemon. It's like, yeah, it eats you. It's like...
turns you into a mummy.
Okay, lamps. We have lamps this time.
Okay.
Lamps.
So we're actually only going to talk about these first two. So this is the final evolution, which is
a candle and a lamp.
So this is Litwick and Lampent.
Hey, Litwick, third favorite Pokemon name. Second favorite is
It's
Ekans.
pretty dope. He's got the thing covering his eye. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
like,
I love that
Litwick.
name. His name is Litwick.
Yeah,
that could be like if I was a rapper, that might be my name. Like, like what's your name? Litwick.
Litwick. Got my mixtape coming out soon.
Drop
Check it out
next month. We out here.
So Litwick and Lampent, they are from Black and White version. So Litwick is a small candle-like Pokemon with a purple flame atop its head, which is powered by life energy that it absorbs.
Of course.
Its body and 2 stubby arms are made of primarily out of white wax. The folded melted wax lays over its right eye and leaves only the bright yellow eye, left eye visible. It has a small smile under the protruding upper lip. Litwick pretends to guide people and Pokemon around by illuminating darkened areas. However, it is actually sucking away their life energy and leading them to the ghost world. So this little guy, kind of like we started off the list, like the
this
Pokeboo.
one's way worse than that one.
Yeah, so that one's like your friend. It's like, oh yeah, I'll help you. I'll guide you to the spirit world.
Too, y'all.
This guy is like, oh yeah, no, I'll show you where to go. And the whole time he's just like
sucking your fight to kill you.
He's basically sucking your life away, making himself stronger, and then just like, oh, by the way, you're dead.
He's made out of wax. Charizard doesn't want these problems. I mean, he doesn't want these problems with Charizard. I'm gonna put that out there.
He's got the flame. Like feeding him the flame could only possibly make him stronger. But before we go on to that,
he's made out of wax.
The next one is Lampent, now made of metal.
Yeah,
a little bit more for Charizard to worry about. Lampent can sense when someone is about to die, whom it visits.
Are you serious? Okay,
it then visits and steals the spirit from that person's body. Though most often found in deep forests, it wanders through cities and hangs around near hospitals to absorb the spirits of the fallen. It uses the spirits it has absorbed to fuel its fire. On occasion, it has been known to work with Litwick to lead people to the ghost world while stealing life energy. So, like, you got the big ones and the small ones working together on a scam to just, like, feed off their life energy. These guys are killing folks wholesale. I guarantee it.
Hanging out to steal souls at hospitals?
Yeah, he's just hanging out at the hospital, just, like, biding his time, just like, oh, all right, Beatrice, like, your time's going to be up pretty soon. Yeah. These guys are dubious. They are very
what's this one's
diabolical.
Name? You said we're only talking about the first two, but I want to know what this third one is.
So the final evolution is called Chandelure. I guess I could have included it on this because I'm just skimming over. It's definitely got similar sort of things.
Life
to the previous
Force, got it. Yeah.
Chandelure is a Pokemon that resembles a sentient chandelier. It has a striped round head and round pupilless yellow eyes. There's a ring of small black spikes on top of its head with a tall purple flame in the middle. From the black spike below its head, arms curl upward. These arms are tipped with purple fire, and Chandelure fires do not burn its victims physically, instead burning their spirits. After hypnotizing its opponents by waving these flames, it absorbs the victim's spirit. So yeah, it kind of hypnotizes you with all these purple flames, and then it just like sucks your soul out of your body through your nose or whatever.
Well, at least he's not near hospitals, I guess.
Yeah, he's just chilling. He's doing his own thing.
Yo, I know this one.
So... Actually, so we last list we started
Haunter.
out. So this is Haunter, also from the original games.
Yes.
So when Red and Blue came out, like I was just recently when I was playing like Let's Go Pikachu, which is a remake of the original games, I realized like the Ghost type, one of the original types in that game, it's only Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did. I knew that.
It's only those types.
Yeah.
They invented a whole type just for those three.
Yep.
So they earn it because Haunter hides in very dark places such as caves.
I've always been scared of Haunter.
And they're afraid of light. But if a human or a Pokemon comes near Haunter, it will stalk the victim while floating and beckoning them to come closer. Once approached, it will lick the victim with its gaseous tongue, inflicting convulsions in the victim that last until death. So this is another one confirmed. This guy is going out there, licking people, basically sending them into like seizures that kill them, kind of like anthrax or something like that. So this dude is out here being like, no, come here. Like, yeah, and lick is one of the moves that a Haunter uses.
Yeah.
So all those Pokemon, like they had to get them to a Pokemon Center immediately because they're just like shaking it up in their little Pokeballs, like about to snap their necks.
Doing
the
Harlem Shake in the Pokeball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got nothing but respect for Haunter, man, because yeah, I mean I remember the tongue was really long and dangerous, and that you just don't want these problems.
No,
like
you don't want to.
You don't want to. Like I remember that. Like I used to have the choice of evolving Haunter to Gengar. Sometimes I'd be like, nah.
This is still scary.
Yeah, Haunter's good, man. Like, Gengar's a whole different kind of like. I feel like the evolution between Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar were so different that they felt like three different Pokemon.
They really did. Absolutely.
Yeah. No.
So yeah,
this last one, no.
This is Sandygast.
No, bro.
And Polisand. So
it's sandcastles, fam.
I know they don't look like much, but wait till you hear what they do. So these are from the newest version, or the most recent version, other than Sword and Shield, which are about to come out. These guys are from Sun and Moon. So Sandygast is born from grudges that seep into the sand,
the pettiness,
such as from Pokemon that suffer defeat in battle. So it can suck the life force out of people or Pokemon through its mouth. Apparently in the Alola region, which is where Sun and Moon takes place, sticking a hand into a Sandygast mouth is a way of proving one's courage. A person who grabs a Sandygast shovel or puts a hand in its mouth falls under its control. It then uses its power to make children add sand to its body so it can become bigger. So this thing's out here just like hypnotizing children, just like making it do like manual labor, trying to make it bigger and bigger.
So it's creating slaves.
It's basically creating slaves. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm against this.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, I can. Oh, can you? Oh, can you, Rob?
Yeah.
No, okay.
We talked about it last time on the last episode in Vinland Saga.
Yes, we did. So I'm not about this.
So that's just the first one.
Oh,
of course,
God,
with
there's
the
more.
rest of them, they all get so much worse when they evolve.
Of course.
So each grain of sand in Polisand's body has a will of its own. So each grain of sand is a like completely like sentient being in this thing. It controls adults and makes them build a sandcastle, which provides a disguise and defense. However, Polisand is able to replenish any sand it loses on its own. So it can do it on its own. It just likes to hypnotize adults and
horrible.
make it do it anyway. The shovel on its head rotates when Polisand searches for prey and is believed to function as a radar. It enjoys the life force of Pokemon and captures small Pokemon by creating a sand vortex. The bones of its victims are kept beneath it, and traces of its victims' ill will are left wherever Polisand passes. This is also said to be the genesis of New Sandygast. So to go back to the other one, when
That's
it's just
so
like
depressing.
when it's just like, oh yeah, these are like born from old grudges from defeated Pokemon. It's like because the Polisands are killing Pokemon and creating new ones like from the bones of its dead victims.
I mean, when you look at like the circle of life and the reason why we're here and like, you know, like reproduction, all that kind of stuff, hats off here. Like they're doing it. Like,
they are doing it.
If you go to the beach, these things should be the entire beach.
Yeah.
As long as Pokemon still go to like stand on the sand and like play around and try to fight on the sand, these things are going to thrive. And if that's the case, they're limitless. So in the Pokemon world, stay off the beach.
Just don't go to the beach. That continues the theme. Just stay in the tall grass.
That's the safest place.
Just
Tall
stick
grass
to bugs.
buildings. That's it.
All right.
Last one.
So this is the last one.
Okay, so is it just me or does that look kind of like a Pikachu?
Oh, and that's exactly the point. Because I mean, this is actually its eyes down here. So this is Mimikyu. This is also from Sun and Moon. This is kind of a combination of a lot of things we've talked about on both of these lists.
Awesome.
Because we started out talking with Cubone on the first list, lonely Pokemon. So here's the description for this one. Mimikyu, a lonely Pokemon, is always covered by its disguise. Since this Pokemon is weakened by sunlight, it is rumored that the veil is used for protection. It is believed that seeing its true form will cause a mysterious illness or even a painful death. Mimikyu's disguise is modeled after Pikachu because of the popularity of the Pikachu-styled merchandise, thinking that its disguise would allow it to make friends with people. If its rag is damaged or its neck is broken, it will spend all night patching it and then seeks revenge on the one that damaged it, fearing that its true identity could be exposed. So this is a ghost-type Pokemon that is literally so horrifying to look at that it'll kill you. It'll make you sick or make you die a painful death. So it's just like, all right, well, I can't make friends that way, so I guess I'll just dress up as a Pikachu. But if you mess up its costume, like, that costume's coming off and it's coming for you.
I don't want any. That's the creepiest Pokemon. Like, just look. I'm just staring at it right now. It's like, that looks kind of like a mix between Pichu and Pikachu.
Yeah.
That had a really bad birth defect. That's kind of like what it looks like. And
that's a Pikachu that came out feet first or something like that.
Right? And it's just like, oh, yeah. So that's what that is. But what it really is something that if you pull off that costume, you're literally dead.
You're literally dead. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to mess with this thing. If it wants to be your friend, though.
Why will they make Pokemon like this for children?
And that's the thing. Like, kids want friends. Pokemon want friends. So they can be friends together. Just don't look at it.
Don't look at it. Don't touch it. Don't look in the void. Don't look at the eyes.
Don't look at it.
Don't go to the sand. You know, don't go in the water.
Don't look at it. Don't go anywhere. Stay away from Pokemon.
Bro, the Pokemon universe is a lot darker than I knew.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's all sorts of other crazy, Pokemon theories that get way darker than this about like how like it takes place in a world like after this crazy, world war, and that's why there's not a lot of male figures around. Like all of the protagonists, like all their dads are dead. You ever think about that?
I can't right now.
You
already have me depressed through all that. We'll do another like fan theory thing on Pokemon. But goodness gracious, dude, like that world is a lot darker than it seems because all the colors are so bright and Ash seems so happy.
Yeah, everybody seems so like happy-go-lucky, but little do you know, like there's some real dangers into going on a Pokemon adventure. Like I guess they just send their kids out, and the best and the brightest make it back, and the others become these pumpkin or the pumpkin things and the stumpies that like get lost in the woods and become back as ghost Pokemon.
Hats off to these Pokemon trainers for going out into these trenches just to be able to be better with their Pokemon and literally dealing with life or death.
All new respect for Pokemon masters,
even like
for sure.
Team Rocket, man, they be out there. They be in the water. They be in the grass. They be on the beaches. They out there.
They're doing stuff.
They should be dead.
They got to be losing a lot of people in their rank and file.
At very least, they're losing a lot of life force, considering how many Pokemon just drain your life force from being around them.
There are a lot of, like a pretty large number of Pokemon that exist off of life force.
I'm good on that, man.
All right. So those are our 2 lists. Hope you enjoyed them. Get you a little bit in the Halloween spirit. That's what we were, that inspired us to take a look at some of these.
Is this the Halloween spirit, Rob?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Take a look back at some of your childhood memories and find out there's some of
They're horrible.
Darkest, most twisted things you could possibly imagine.
Thanks, Rob.
Anytime.
Happy Halloween, dude.
Yeah. So if there's anything that we missed off of the list, make sure you leave them in the comments because I'm sure there's plenty of other dark, messed up Pokemon that we didn't cover on either of these lists.
Honestly, you don't need to. It's fine. If you know them, just leave them where you got them.
Go ahead and leave them.
I'm good.
Direct message Brennan, just DM him and tell him all about your dark Pokemon stories. But if you like this video, like it, subscribe to our channel, check out our podcast, the AnimeSHUN podcast, if you're not already. And thanks for stopping by and checking this out.
Bye, guys.